Hi, this is Ronnie of Dragon Billiards, and today I'm going to do a little bit of an intro to cue ball control. So, why is cue ball control important? If we can predict and kind of control where our cue ball is going, that can help us predict one, if we're going to scratch. Two, it can help us break out shots that we need to have taken care of, like problem balls for our run out. It can help us position for the next ball we want to get to. It's very useful to know where our cue ball is going to be going. And the main issue with cue ball control is that if we're not talking on the same terms, it's a little bit hard to discuss. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we're talking in the same terms. So we actually have a phrase called knowing your ass, which is knowing your aim, your spin, and your speed. So your aiming point, obviously, is where you're going to be delivering your cue ball to. So like on a shot like this, line up, my aiming point's 1 1/8 inches outside of where that object ball is, right here. So there's my aim. My spin, I'm just gonna stop this cue ball or sliding, which we'll talk about in a second. And my speed is how hard I'm gonna hit it. So, we'll get more into that in a second, but that's kind of how we talk about every shot, our aim, spin, and speed, knowing our ass. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the effects of a sliding cue ball. So what that means is that same shot there, if we were to take that shot and when this cue ball comes into contact with that, it's not spinning backwards, it's not rolling forwards, it's actually sliding. And what that'll look like if we have a straight shot would be a stop shot, kind of like this. So with that sliding cue ball, we get what's called a tangent line shot, which is the only thing that is 100% predictable in this game. So for a tangent line shot, we figure out our ass, our aim. What spin are we going to use? We're going to get that cue ball to slide like I did a second ago. And our speed, how hard we're going to hit it. So I'm going to do it the same way that I did on that last shot. And this is how we figure out where that cue ball is going to go. So to figure out that tangent line, take your cue with 2 hands and push that object ball into the pocket. That line right there is where my cue ball should follow. So it would look like this. So, a good way to practice that and get the ball to stop from different distances is what's called a progressive drag shot drill. So, start right here. The balls are about a diamond away from each other, and this is how we're going to start talking about speed. This is going to be a 1 diamond stop shot. So the same way I just did that, center of the ball. I hit it a little bit off, so it stunned to the side, but that was on that tangent line, so I know that that was a stunt or a stop shot. Every time you make it, you move it 1 diamond further, and when the pocket's there, that's another diamond. It doesn't just skip over. So, the further away we are, we're going to end up going a little bit lower on the cue ball. I actually got a little bit of drawback on that one, so I'll try it again. And when we're doing this, we don't usually do more than 2 or 3 tries at one of them because we don't want to rehearse the curves. We don't want to keep drilling in the same incorrect way of delivering that shot into our head because then it's going to become memory. There we go. So I didn't make the shot, but I got the stun. And then you just continue to move further and further down until you eventually get all the way down here. So the reason it's important to practice that is so that we can always, no matter how far away we are, even if, say we did that similar shot to over there, but from this far away, we know how we have to hit it to still end up, if I were to push this in, I'm gonna hit right here, so it should go right down that line. So if I wanted to do that, I could still do it from this distance. So, the next thing we'll talk about, we talked about a stun shot, which gives us our tangent line shot. That's with a sliding cue ball. The next thing we'll talk about is a rolling cue ball. So, the way we talk about that is same shot right here. If we were to take our fingers like this from our point of contact here, if that cue ball's rolling and I take a good peace sign, this is Dr. Dave if you ever watched him, our peace sign, where our pointer finger goes, that's where our cue ball should go right here. Take it from our cue to our point of contact. My cue ball should go right down this line that my pointer finger's on right here if I have it rolling when I'm making contact. And the way we do that is just above the center of the cue ball. It's going to be rolling forward when it hits. And it went right down that line. So the last one we'll have to talk about in terms of affecting that tangent line is going to be bottom spin or draw. So we saw top rolled it forward of that tangent line, or a rolling cue ball. So now if we were to hit below the center of the cue ball, our tangent line was right here with middle ball or a stun shot. So if we use bottom, we're actually going to end up pulling it back from the tangent line. Kind of like that. So the only spin that we have that will not affect a tangent line shot is going to be side spin, like left or right. So if I were to take this shot, push it into the pocket, should go right down that diamond. I'm going to hit this like a stun shot, but I'm going to add left spin to it, and it'll still travel straight down that tangent line. Just like that. If I were to do it with right hand spin instead, it'll still travel straight down that tangent line. Just like that. So, draw and top spin will affect your tangent line by having it go forward or backward of it respectively, and side spin will not do anything. So a good way to practice these is what we call a wagon wheel drill. That same shot that I've been setting up into the side here. If you aim with fractional ball, it's about 3/4 ball hit. Actually, yep. About 3/4 ball. So what you do with that is you find your tangent line here. So the ball's going to travel right down that tangent line, 90 degrees from our point of contact. So we'll put a couple balls there, and our goal is to hit them because, like I said, only 100% predictable thing in this game. So we should be able to do it on command. I clearly cannot. Let's see if I can do it the second time on command. There we go. So where we go from there is start out bringing it one diamond back from that tangent line. So now we're going to be using a little bit of that draw, and this is where that progressive drag shot drill we were talking about before comes in handy. Because this cue ball is traveling about one diamond, so we would go a little bit lower than a one diamond stop shot, so that that cue ball, instead of stopping, pulls backward a little bit. Kind of like that, but I missed the shot, so let's do it again. There we go. And you continue backward one diamond at a time. And then between every one of those, return to that tangent line shot. Because we want that to be 100% set into our heads, because like I said, it's the only 100% predictable thing. So we want to have that down pat. Then we'll start moving over here into the area where we use our top spin to go forward of the tangent line. Find our tangent line. So then from our point of contact, our peace sign, we should hit that with a rolling cue ball. Just above the center. Kind of like that. So then as we move further up, we're going to get into an area where rather than just having that cue ball roll, we're going to get into actual top spin where we're going to aim higher on the cue ball up near the top, as high as you're comfortable with, and roll right into it. All the way to up here. Which I can't seem to do right now, but that's the concept of it. So that's our intro to cue ball control and a couple different ways that you can practice it. I hope you learned something from it today. Thank you.